Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So here I have here a 16-inch MacBook Pro i7 version. I pulled off the wrapper just to check it out because the crazy UPS people, they I guess mishandled the package and it punctured the bottom of the box. So I went ahead and tried to inspect the laptop to see if there's any damage to it, but it all checked out good, and there was no damage to it, nor its accessories or anything. It didn't even get through. See the back here where that little puncture wound was. Luckily there was no blood. The little MacBook did not bleed. Here's the specs on it. As you can see here, it's a 16-inch Retina LED backlit with True Tone technology. It's not a 4K display, it's close to a 4K display. Technically kind of like 2K, if anything, but it's got HDR equivalent. You know, Apple calls it True Tone technology, which is good. You know, it's good to have the colors be more saturated to make it look like it's almost quote unquote 4K. And then it also has a 2.6 gigahertz 6-core i7, which is turbo boosted up to 4.5 gigahertz. Now, they did improve the fans in this version. They made the fans a lot more powerful in this version, which means that this turbo boost that you see right here is going to last longer than it used to, where it's only good for a few seconds because the fans can't cool down the processor enough. It will be loud, but it will be able to handle things that require this kind of speed. So that's a good part about this version. It's got 16 gigs of memory, 512 gig solid state drive, which is super fast transfer rates, really fast transfer rates, probably the best in the industry, I would say. It's got the AMD Radeon Pro 5300M with 4 gigabytes of memory. This graphics card is a lot better than the previous Vega 20. It's got a lot better reviews to it, and the Vega 20 was on their top end model previously. It's also got a Intel UHD graphics card, the 630 version, which is built into the processor. So that's for like your everyday tasks, you know, classic web browsing and stuff. Your computer is just going to use the standard graphics card. Whenever you do video editing and start watching high quality videos and stuff like that, it'll automatically switch to this graphics card, the Radeon Pro 5300. It's got 4 Thunderbolt 3, aka USB-C ports, but Apple likes to call them Thunderbolt, which is fine. I mean, that boosts their ego, and that's cool. So that's the downside. A lot of people opt in for the older MacBooks because they have classic USB-A female connectors. So if you really care about that and you don't want to get an accessory attachment, and that's like the pinnacle importance to you, then you'll have to opt in for the older version. But you can literally just pop in an accessory and have that capability, so it's not that big of a deal. So here, it's got a headphone jack, unlike their iPhones. And then the, just kind of weird headphone jack in a Mac. You'd expect them to do away with it in the laptop, but have it in a phone because that's kind of where it's almost required to be, but okay. Stereo speakers, so it's got 6 separate drivers, meaning speakers, and it's got 2 mini subwoofers included in that 6. So from what I hear, it's actually the best sound system of any laptop in the industry. Any laptop in the industry, it sounds phenomenal. It's also got Dolby Atmos built into it, which they should have mentioned. So Dolby Atmos technology, where it creates that surround sound type of experience, that's very cool, very good stuff. It's got a little touch bar as well, which I'll show you in a bit. You'll actually be able to have a quick display of the apps that you use most frequently. You'll be able to adjust volume controls if you're, let's say, using Final Cut and video editing. You'll be able to better select certain parts that you want to be cut or whatever. So it's very convenient. You also have an option to press Siri on the side, a bunch of different things. It makes the user experience much easier. The Magic Keyboard is a huge improvement upon the previous butterfly keyboard, which was a pain in the butt to use because I don't know. Apple just, I'm sure they had good intentions. Obviously, they're trying to sell stuff, but they thought that having a keyboard where you can lightly touch it, basically, people would like that more. People hated that. The users hated that feature. So the Magic Keyboard it's more of like your standard type of clicky keyboard. They just call it the Magic Keyboard. For whatever reason, they should be called a useful, proper keyboard. But yeah, so this keyboard is more like a regular keyboard. You can type long essays or whatever and not have like finger fatigue. You never feel like you want to punch somebody afterwards because you're like touching little keys lightly and it's building up all that energy inside of you. So yeah, that's good that they brought back a normal keyboard. It's got the latest 802.11 AC Wi-Fi, which is, the newest and basically it's the most capable. It has the most capable Wi-Fi receiver, and then it has Bluetooth 5.0, the latest Bluetooth technology. Also, it has FaceTime. It has a very high quality camera. Not as high quality as you would expect. I believe they're still doing 720p with, the classic 5 megapixels or something camera. It's not like super special. The quality could have been better for sure, but when you're working with such a thin border, then you can only squeeze in a certain camera size. So it's kind of understandable. It's got obviously Mac OS. You get the free upgrade to Big Sur, their latest Mac OS update. So I think it comes with Catalina inside the box, already pre-installed. And that's about it for that. So let's go ahead and unleash it. It smells like a Chinese factory, just so you guys know. What I really like about this box is, when UPS was mishandling this stuff, I was thinking before, I was like, well, I'm so glad they didn't hit it from the top because it would have went right through. Actually, it wouldn't have. This is built like a tank. Look at that. Look how solid that is. Look. That's a solid piece right there. And so it wouldn't have even gone through if it hit the top, which I don't understand. They could have made the bottom exactly like that. The bottom is made more flimsy. It's more of a softer type of thing. And what's actually stopping it is the carton that's underneath this containing the accessories, which I'll show you in a second. But point is, it stopped it, so that's good. Here's the MacBook. It's a nice sized computer. And then you have the accessories. You have the charging cable. It's a dual male-to-male USB-C charging cable. This is the piece that I was talking about that stopped that thing from damaging the computer, whatever they had that punctured the box. This is your little I'm sure manual, stickers, things of that nature. Yeah, little tiny user manual, warranty information, things of that sort. And then this is your charging block. It is a 96 watt USB-C power adapter, which will make a computer last for, I think 11 hours it is, for like constant regular use. That being, surfing the web, things like that. Lasts 11 hours. That's a long time. That's a very long time. That's something that's very good. You definitely always want a long battery life for whenever you all of a sudden need to use your computer. And you know, you don't have to sit there and get battery anxiety. So we are now going to unleash this masterpiece. Go ahead and pop off this cover. And now we have the MacBook. Let's go ahead and check out the lovely screen over here. And guess what? It automatically powers on. I'm guessing via its light sensor over here. So you know how you normally open up a computer and it'll take it off sleep mode? That's what's happening here. They have it programmed to where it'll actually launch for you. It's a pretty cool feature, I would say. This is the touch bar that we were talking about. Once I get everything going, then I'll go ahead and
to use English as the main language.
Talk to you guys more about that and show you what it can do. Very nice feeling trackpad. It's a huge, it's a great size. You know, this is a trackpad. You know, when you're trying to use a computer constantly on a daily basis, you want a big trackpad. And there you go, the touch bar just lit up. Pretty cool system. This is your mute. That's your volume.
macOS contains a built-in screen reader called VoiceOver. If you know how to use VoiceOver, press.
So we'll go ahead and do this. Connect to Wi-Fi. Let's go ahead and skip that for now. Or you don't want to set up. Continue. The only thing is the clicking on this trackpad is very light. Very light. I'm used to more of a click. You know, it's very light click. Just have to get used to it. I switched over from Windows computers, so they're definitely a lot more clickier. What I like about this startup process is they put a color to where it makes the screen almost matte or semi-gloss, when this in fact is actually a glossy screen. Don't transfer any information now. Transfer information to this Mac. Don't transfer any information. Terms and conditions. Let's go ahead and accept. I have read. Yes. Computer account. I'm not gonna let you guys see my little top secret login information for all you hackers. So now we're on the Express setup screen. Continue on that. I wish I had the tap feature where you can tap and it'll go next, but no, instead you have to click it. I guess that's why they made the clicking lighter for people who are used to that. Siri. I guess everything is tracking our voices these days, so you might as well. Not now. Continue. Touch ID. It does have a fingerprint sensor right there, which is very cool. I'll go ahead and get that done actually. Cool. It's ready. Continue. By the way, this keyboard feels very nice. I love the keyboard. It's a very good keyboard. There's light, there's dark, and there's auto. True tone display. See without true tone. See. Oh, okay, you gotta click and hold it. So this is without true tone. This is with true tone. This seems kind of stupid actually. Okay, so it says automatically adapts to ambient lighting, but this kind of demonstration just shows to me that it just eliminates some blue light from the screen. But okay, I guess we'll go ahead and hit continue. Okay, so the reason why I got this MacBook, by the way, is because you need such high spec performance ratings on processors and graphics card for Windows. Wow, that's a nice screen. On Windows computers, usually, and getting something with let's say, for instance, a 8-core i9 processor and what's it called, 8 gigabytes graphics card and all this kind of stuff on a Windows laptop would be the equivalent of this. And I would argue that this would be even faster. Reason being is that Windows has so many different pathways and stuff, whereas Apple does not allow you to access all those kinds of pathways you can access on a Windows computer. And so that's partly the reason behind it being faster usually on a Mac. So that's what I really liked about it, So yeah, this is a very nice screen. It's not 4K necessarily, but it looks beautiful. It looks good enough. This is substantial for me, and I do event photography, videography, and I'm also a engineering physics student, so I'm gonna need to use Autodesk and a bunch of super fast programs, and I think from what I've understood, this i7 processor and 4 gigs of graphics card would be able to handle all that stuff. But we'll see how that goes. Something I think is pretty cool about this Mac as well, or the Mac OS operating system in general, is that it actually tells you right here that it prevents trackers like Google Analytics, that kind of thing even. Yeah, I honestly thought that Mac just lost everything after Steve Jobs passed away, but I think I'm starting to like Apple. Just a little bit, to be honest. Not a lot, just a little bit. I do think their iPhones are kind of dumb to be costing that much, over $1,000 for an iPhone, and Samsung does business B2B with them, literally makes their screens, and they're charging over $1,000 for things they're not personally innovating on. I think that's pretty stupid. When it comes to Macs, there's some things I disagree with. I initially disagreed with them eliminating their USB-A ports. I was just like, why? But then I thought about it, and I'm kind of starting to like the USB-C ports. The reason being is because if you think about it, laptops, even Windows laptops, they did away with the drives, the CD, DVD drives, but they kept their USB-A ports. So they're quote-unquote innovating in one way, where they're promoting more like flash drives, and if you want to go ahead and use that, use DVDs and that kind of thing, then you'll have to plug in a separate drive. Fine, but they should also be changing the USB-A ports to USB-C as well, because USB-C is a lot quicker in general than a USB-A port connection rather. And so I think that if these companies are going for, everything's faster, they're getting rid of hard drives, and they're putting in SSDs in their computers, they should be putting in USB-C ports. And I think Apple did a good job with their MacBooks, where they were thinking forward in that regard. So kudos to Apple for that. I really appreciate that. Can they make this computer better? For sure. They can definitely improve certain things on it. The touchpad, from when I was using it, it was good for the most part, but what I didn't like is when I was trying to click and drag text to the search box, I wasn't able to do that. I would have to click copy, and then click paste, which is kind of annoying when you're trying to search a bunch of things quickly in the search browser. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys want to see anything in specific regarding performance tests, speed tests, me running certain software applications, and for you guys seeing how they perform, please let me know exactly what you guys want to see in the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to upload those kinds of videos. And until next time, this is Zach from Pure Tech Reviews, signing off.